hello.
You know, I feel kind of hungry, and I don't know why.
I mean, it's.
Do you know why?
I don't know what you've eaten all day.
No, it's
What?
not. It doesn't have anything to do with what I've eaten.
Ah, yes, yes. Have you had breakfast by any chance?
I haven't really actually.
Oh, really?
No, for reals, I haven't. I have eaten some chocolate throughout the day.
Okay. So that's
Um,
that's breakfast.
yeah. What did you have for breakfast today?
I had a coffee.
I did have a coffee. I did have like I wasn't. I was thinking more substantial, but I had a couple
No,
of cups of
I,
coffee.
I did not have breakfast. I
What
had
did you do for
lunch.
lunch then? Yeah, what
I
did you
had
do for lunch?
lunch. Um, it was leftovers. It was like a bunch of different leftovers. There
What
was
was your
pizza.
okay pizza?
There
Got it.
was like hummus. There was like chicken. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Like I am not eating for the next 20 hours.
Really? Okay. Oh wow, wow. So I did eat something. I ate. My dad made this kind of egg bread dish type thing. So I did have that. I recall.
So that's
Um,
breakfast.
well, it was lunch really. It was lunchtime. It was like at maybe like 2 or 3. So
Okay, breakfast for lunch. Well, what are we doing today? Now that we discussed our
uh,
not breakfasts.
okay, yeah, yeah. What are we? What do you want to do?
um,
Where are we?
where are we? We are wrapping up Cocoon. I think
Mhm.
we are pretty much wrapped up. I think it would be nice to walk through V1, V1 in air quotes, of Cocoon as um, as it is today, and I
Mhm.
think we're gonna. I may, I may or may not explore playing with it down the line, but let's move on to our next project, which is something we've previously worked on on stream, I think, if I recall.
Yeah, we started on stream, right? The
Yeah.
first half, or however much we did, and then we wrapped it up on stream.
Yes, that's right. We did that.
Yeah,
That was like
yeah.
fully vibe coded. Um, and we're gonna pick it up again and like restart it because I'm not satisfied with the vibe coded version, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe walk us through that. Maybe I mean, so are we now? Yeah, walk us through that then. Like, if you, I don't know if you want to share the current version of the product
Yeah.
and what you're dissatisfied with, and then maybe we cover um, the rules and regulations for how we proceed, and then we'll take it from there.
Rules? There are no rules.
There are rules. There are rules. Nice try.
Okay, I've added. Let's see what happens this time when I add it
What
to
if?
the.
Hold on. No, no. Let's not. Relax. Hold on. I just want to see something. What happens if I click here? Okay, great. And then hold on. It's too late now. Okay, cool. I'm almost done. Perfect. First try, nailed it.
All right, so this is Who's Breakfast, the first version that we made. I think I may have added a few things after we finished streaming, but I honestly don't remember. But the game is really simple in theory. It's just you create a game where you pick a subject, you send it to a small group of people. So in this case, the OG game is Whose Breakfast Is It? So you send it to, let's say, 5 people who then can submit their breakfast. So I can say, my name is Mary, and I had what did I have? A coffee
Yep.
for breakfast. whenever we have enough submissions, the host can then advance the game stage to guessing. And during the guessing phase, you can send it to more people. This is a different game, which is why there is no Mary and coffee here. So anybody can guess, including the players who have submitted their breakfast. This is a part of the UX that I did not like, which is that like you have to enter your name first, especially if you are somebody who submitted your breakfast. Like it takes your submission away. And in usage, we saw a lot of people who like start doing the matching, doing the matching first, and then they're like, "Oh wait, I gotta enter my name," and then it becomes borked. I don't like that. So that's a part of the things that I want to address with a redesign. There's probably other things, but this is one of the big ones. Oh, another piece of feedback I got the last time we played it was some of the more crafty people, and I don't know how to do it. But some of the more technical folks who played this game were able to find the answers somewhere.
What? What? And they were able to?
Yeah, somewhere. I don't know where exactly. I think maybe here. So so yeah, can't have that happening.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Because they're cheaters.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is there more?
And then lastly, you can go to results and leaderboard once every guess that you care about is in, where the link stays the same throughout this whole process. So when you're at results and leaderboard, you can either skip to the leaderboard if you don't care for the drama, which you'll see anyway, or you can do this like one by one reveal thing that's like a game show. I want this to be more, I don't know, like this looks like a SaaS product rather than a game. Like I want this part of the experience to be more something. I don't know exactly what, but something. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's the game.
So I guess I have a few questions here. One, which is, okay, well, if you don't like these things, why not just change them? Why this redesign business? Why not, crack open windsurf or anti-gravity and hack away?
I could. Like, I think I could, but I feel like I will get frustrated. I mean, I guess I will get frustrated anyway.
You're trying to avoid. Wait, hold on. Time out. I have a follow up. Excuse me, Madam President. I have a follow up. And you think that to avoid frustration of modifying an existing product, you're like, hey, I'm gonna do it from scratch, and your goal is to avoid frustration. I just want to clarify.
To an extent, I think I will be frustrated in not having control over what frustrates me, if that makes sense. I'm sure I will be plenty frustrated, like doing it by hand. You know very well that I've said a couple of times of like, oh, like, am I ready for, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. I think it's irrelevant whether you're ready or not. I think I answered by saying, no, you're not ready. Because you're ready, then you would have just done it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any, but it doesn't matter if you're ready. And so what do we intend to do now?
So I did do a little bit of homework / pre-work, so I can
Okay,
walk through that.
but that wasn't my question.
Oh,
My question was, what do we
oh,
intend
oh! What do we intend to do?
to do now?
Um, I think we gotta negotiate. We gotta negotiate on the guardrails
I'm
as
gonna try and
well.
change. Oh, hold on, just yeah, no, keep. I'm just trying to play around with these scenes here. Okay, no, I gotta disable this one first.
um, yeah, so there are like two things we need to figure out, and maybe that's all we do today. We'll see. Is like, what is it that we build? So like, where do we stop? Like, where, like, how much of what we talked about do we want to go for?
Mhm.
And then the how piece of like, do we use any AI? I
I mean,
think.
yeah, I'm interested in the how. Like, what are the ground rules
Yeah.
of this enterprise?
I think you have an opinion.
I have an opinion, but I'm also, I'm gonna present my case after I hear your broad
I'm
expectations.
I'm open to anything really. Like, I will struggle regardless.
Yeah, yeah.
um I'm happy to maybe start by not having any AI. I do like I will say I do like the ability
Mhm.
to ask AI to explain things to me.
Okay, that will be available. We can keep that. What else would you like to use AI for?
Um Maybe things like data stuff. Like, I don't know, like
Mhm.
populating certain, like, the more, I don't know if it's even relevant to what we're doing, but like the more tedious, like, make a table that does this.
I would, My suggestion would be that we not do that.
Okay.
That that we do those largely by hand and explain when the moments pop up what they are.
Okay.
But I've taken this under advisement. Um, but my preference is to explanation is fine. Because I think for me, my opinion is that it should be frustrating. It should be time consuming. It should bring some level of struggle that allows you to get the depth and the breadth both of building this, right? And that comes with, yeah, absolutely dealing with the grunt work of populating your database with dummy data without assistance. I'm not saying that we'll never do it, but um, I don't think we should reach out to AI first to do those things for sure. Is there anything else?
I don't I don't think so.
So we're going to hand code. We're going to hand code this this app from scratch, and only use AI thus far as it has been negotiated for explanations of things. Okay. And then when we say from scratch, how much from scratch are we talking then? Um, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, let's go through the entire pain set, I would say, which is because right now I do have a Nux template, which has certain things pre set up. But I think maybe really feeling the pain aspects of it is um, maybe let's go through that decision process. So once we get like, when we're ready to hit the terminal and code something, let's go through the process of what, um, yeah, like what are we going to use Prime View, for example, as we have? Are we not? Are you going to code each element from scratch? You don't have to. So I don't. When I say that scratch, it doesn't have to be that level of from
Yeah,
scratch.
yeah.
but certainly you must choose a library, for example. So those kind of processes. Oh, because yeah, then let's not use that next template because it comes with things ahead of time. And then I would even suggest we not use things like TRPC, which it comes with. I would suggest we not by default use SQLite, which it comes with. And then we'll leave those decision making points to you, or some of them to me, because I'll be like, because I'll nudge us towards the more painful path, of course.
Oh my god.
And
I thought, okay.
yeah, what did you see? This is it. This is when I said, "What are your expectations?" I wanted to know. What
I
did you
thought
think?
you would make my life easier, not harder.
Um, you, okay, so to be seen, right? I think broadly, my things are like to, I, when you do a prompt, sometimes so much is taken care of for you that there isn't a greater realization. There isn't a tactical. Uh, I'm looking for a word like when you the touch and feel of something is it? It's not tactical.
Like visceral.
Yeah, or like there's some word there. Yeah, there's not a very like particular understanding of what went into setting that up. And when you do it by hand and you have to make those decisions, um, it gives it it deepens your understanding. So when you go back to using AI for those things, that awareness might help you prompt. That awareness might help you make certain decisions where that would not be available to you. So I think that ultimately is my goal versus kind of always relying on layers of magic. Let's see, what happens when you dig up the dirt and we have to, decide on what type of database we are going to use, for example, and just that, even just the decision making process. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
I think like my general uncertainty is that I don't feel equipped to make those decisions, but I'm also
Well,
like
then
we'll see.
you're going to have to make some wrong decisions, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Your thing was you're just going to make perfect decisions. You equip yourself by one coming to the fork in the road, and then having to make a wrong decision and turning back. That's part of the game.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
It's some extra steps.
Cool. This is fine.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Fire, and this is fine. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Look, it's fine. But I think what will be very striking is how long it takes.
Oh my god.
Right? Like that will be just immensely striking, as compared to 3 days of prompting to get a very concrete thing, or even 2 days of prompting to get a very concrete thing, versus like weeks of work to get something that you're satisfied with. So let's see. But you've done some prep work, like you said.
Yes. I did a
Is there
little bit of
anything
prep
else?
work.
So is there anything else in the ground rules that you had wanted to cover before we talk about the prep work?
I guess not as much like the coding how piece, but more like what are we streaming and like are we, I mean, am I am I doing things in between, like what's
What do you want?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, what does it feel like as a first step, you think? Do you have an inclination? So not necessarily a decision, but are you leaning anywhere?
I think it would be good if, oh jeez, sorry, I'm like fidgeting and breaking things.
No, that's fine.
I think it would be good if I have the flexibility to work on stuff off stream here and there. Just
Mhm.
because sometimes it might be like a really small thing that's not even worth streaming.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's one of the reasons for setting up these ground rules. Because I think when we had done Honeypot, one of my ground rules was that every line of code I wanted to write was on stream, and I tried to stick to that. Um, I did. I think I did stick to that super heavily. But yeah, those do not need to be the similar rules for you. So yeah, I mean, as long as we're sticking to heavily, like again, um, no AI autocomplete, and then no AI prompting, uh, code prompting, but AI prompting to understand is fine. AI prompting to, and then no asking for suggestions either. Like, because sometimes it'll give you a coding suggestion,
Mm.
um, where, because then it'll do too much. You know what I mean? You'll ask it for this much, and it'll be like, "Let me show you how to do everything," and then you're copy pasting, which is, like, I'd rather you try and understand the layer, or the basic task, and then maybe even Google. So copy pasting from Google is fine as long as it's no AI, like, which means you're copy pasting a sample of something, sample code, and then modifying it. Because yeah, we're just hitting different learning centers in the brain. Where if you use AI, then it's like we're not really training those parts.
Cool. Cool.
Okay.
Anything else from you?
No, I think those are my larger themes. But we'll take it as things emerge.
Wait, I have a
Because
question.
Mhm.
What do you get out of this?
What do I get out of this? I get I get I get 40% of the revenue from whose breakfast is it? This is my investment in this is my retirement
Oh, okay, okay.
investment
Retirement
is
plan.
yeah, right, and that seems like a
Okay,
sound financial decision. Yes, yes, you wait, why are you laughing at
cool,
me?
cool. I see you have plans.
To do what? To keep working for the rest of my
Yeah,
life? So complete the sentence.
I hope you
Yeah,
have other plans in place.
Michael. So are we agreed? Are we agreed to this 40%?
Sure.
Uh, really, really? Okay. All right. Oh my God. All right. Done. Deal. All right. Let's go. And yeah. And we're saying 40%. My thinking here is because
Wait,
yeah, because you're
what?
doing the
Okay.
design, you're doing the coding. I'm watching and yelling, and so that's. But if this is it. This is recorded. It's on stream. You've agreed. You said yes. We've closed the deal.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
No, you're
Oh,
gonna say something. Say it. Let it out. Let it
wait,
out.
is there anything else? Because
That
I
I
don't know
get out
what.
of it.
Yeah, because I don't know what that equates
What do
to.
what do I? Yes. Are you implying that will essentially equate to zero in terms of like a monetary or financial return?
I mean, I'm not expecting anything out of it.
So you're saying, Adnan, if if the financial return was your only goal as part of this, then then that might not be forthcoming. Okay, all right, all right.
Just looking out for a friend.
That's weird. You say that instead of saying, "All right, Adnan, I'm gonna work really hard now." That's what I wanted to hear was, "All right, I get it. Okay, great. Not only am I gonna really lean into making an amazing game and product, I'm also going to evangelize it and market it, and like, okay, no worries. Okay, fine. Okay, no, I see. I see. Instead, you're like, hey, then I'm just letting you know that's not gonna happen. Okay, all right, no worries. Cool, no problem. Um, what do you think is in it for me? Because I think it's interesting that I find it even interesting that you asked that question.
I feel like you're just amused.
At what?
I don't know. At other people's struggles.
I don't know if I am.
Do you deny that?
No, I don't deny it. I don't deny it. But I don't think it's a motivator for me. It's, to me, that's like incidental benefit. You know,
Okay.
that yeah. What's in it for me? I think largely it's doing a thing. It's very simple, because we're streaming, we're doing a thing. It's like I'm doing a thing. Otherwise, I'm not doing anything. Otherwise, I would be literally napping right now. I'd be
What?
watching YouTube.
You don't prefer napping?
No, I do prefer napping. I do, but this gives like a reason to
alternative to napping.
Yeah, they kind of like, no, I prefer napping. Maybe if I'm bold enough, certain streams I will be napping. Like while I'm on stream, I'll have a little pillow here, and I'll be, but yeah, I think, just doing a thing. I think, does that make sense? Are you satisfied with the answer?
No, I think that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. All right, so this is what I have. Homework. Oh.
This is the logo?
I don't know. I made this last night instead of doing things that I said I was gonna do.
Okay.
And I guess one thing I wanted that really just wasn't reflected in the vibe coded version is some personality.
Yeah.
Some, I don't know, just something. And I don't know if I injected any of it, but I did want to rethink some of both the interface and some of the UX as well. So all I made is like the home screen, like controlling a game, as well as like the first stage of submitting a breakfast. So we can talk about scope as we go.
I see. Okay, cool.
So on the homepage, I'm thinking I really want a custom situation where the game host can choose a subject that's not breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that you had concerns about scope. So,
well, yeah, I think it's really about philosophy and how you want to do it. So I'm actually, let's talk about that now, just so we set expectations. My general philosophy, like even when I'm working on a personal project, and certainly for work, it's very strict. But even when I work on a personal project, is to lean towards like, what's the end to end of this, right? Like, what can I build it end to end? Because any path that I take can add uncertainty / risk. Then that becomes the thing that I sink a bunch of time into, which takes away from getting me end to end on what that goal is. That doesn't have to be your goal, but I think we should be. But if that is your goal, I'm happy to then keep you honest to that, right? But if it isn't your goal, then I'm also happy to say, okay, yeah, let's explore that. But know that then it becomes but every little thing can potentially become a time issue.
I guess what I'm wondering is that like what I am currently trying to design is like what I would be happy to deploy, I suppose, to the world.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Also, I'm just playing around with the size of this.
So that was not supposed to be dramatic.
Yeah, I think that's valuable. Um, and then, but the question is, when you're building it, are you then going to build it screen by screen as you see it? Which means, like when we come in here, are you going to have that toggle or the radio buttons initially, or is it going to be what's your game about, and then it'll be like, or is it going to be what's the question people see, and then we're going to build end to end. And again, I'm happy to facilitate either one. But I want to understand what you're like. How do you intend to build? Like the designing is fine, but how do you intend to build it?
I feel like, okay, I think generally I like your philosophy of like doing the end to end first before adding additional things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be like trying to carve out that part of the experience.
Okay.
But with this kind of in mind, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think so. Yeah. And then it'll just be us kind of. I think you make the decision bit by bit as you're building, and which is not to say you should only try and be minimalistic towards the end, because you will know based on your own skill level of implementation. At some point, you'll get a sense of like what's adding more risk to getting us to an end state versus what isn't, and so that's fine. And I think you should choose bit by bit what you feel like. Oh, you're like, no, I absolutely want this on the first iteration of this. Then that's a negotiation you actually have with yourself. And I will present the question every time. Let's just put it that way. I'll be like, hey, is this something? And then and I'll do it with half intent. Obviously, I'm sort of leaning towards mostly doing less, but sometimes I'll actually lean towards like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. And I'll always ask then if the question comes to my mind.
Okay, here's a question for you then. I feel like aside from like what's your game about and the specific question people should see,
Mm-hmm.
I think to me everything else is necessary, but maybe it's not.
Sorry, what is everything else?
Everything else meaning like you need to be able to like submit. You need to be able to create a game and share the game with people. You
Mm-hmm.
need to be able to advance between stages, and then during each stage you need to be able to submit like your name and your responses.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have to do reveal one by one.
No, I mean, I think we should build. You should build the thing that you want. And so, but what I mean is, for example, for me, it's more like, oh, the game is like, let's say the custom thing ends up taking more longer than you thought, then you're not getting to the stage 3. Like you've delayed getting to stage 3. Those are the things that where it's like, okay, well, like what's the kind of your initial experience that you want to put out in the world? And if the initial experience absolutely must have custom, then that's a decision that you make up front, and you say, yeah, it must have custom up front. That makes no sense to me, because your intention might be, hey, I really want a great stage 3 game reveal thing, so I'm not going to be like, hey, let's minimize it or whatever. But again, if you're for example, if the meat of this is in the stage 3 revelation aspect more than the custom aspect, that's a trade-off, because every minute you spent in the first 2 stages you delay, or every feature that you add in the first 2 stages you delay stage 3, that kind of thing.
But you see, I want everything.
Okay, then let's do everything. Then let's do that. So for the now, my intention then becomes, okay, great. Then we're gonna do, because now
Okay.
we have to make more decisions up front. Now we have to do more design up front. Visually, we have to do more design of the data up front. We have to, which is fine. But that's exactly part of the trade-off. So let's do everything. Let's do it. Because I think then, what's not to say we can't ever backtrack, right? Let's say once specifically, because you've been through this process once before, even from a AI development point of view, that's still developing it. So I think you have a better sense of what it is, right? So I think one thing I don't have here is we're not trying to find out what the game is. We actually know what the game is fairly well. Where in a lot of these other things that we're doing, let's say with Honeypot, even with Cocoon, we didn't really know what it was. Like it emerged as we were building it. Where with this, I think because we built a version, we've played it, we know what it is. So I think that's one thing where I'm less concerned actually on this version, because a lot of my issues with when we're building something is you think you know what it is, but you actually don't. You have no idea what it is. And so the more you kind of explore building every kind of idea you have as the path, the less likely you are to even understand what you're building. Like you don't even why does it have so many options? You don't even know what you're doing. Whereas here we kind of know what the custom thing gives us. It's rather clear, and so I'm less concerned here, to be honest.
Okay, cool. But for example, I definitely don't care about submitting images or
Okay, yeah, I don't see
that.
that here, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah.
I feel like that's a whole tangent. Okay. I don't. Yeah. I'm not, so. I guess what I used your name for
Oh wow,
markup
wow.
purposes.
You know what? Just time at me. Just because of this, I feel like I should get 42%. Because I don't think I didn't. I just saw something I thought about. So that's fine. Okay, please continue.
The narrative in this markup is that I created a. Oh no, I don't think I wrote that. I created a game and you're playing it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. One thing I'm curious about is this the color scheme? Because it seems to me like in certain cases it's the default of like the buttons or what have you. That might be the default of the Prime View theme, and I'd actually encourage you to lead into the personality aspects. Honestly, if you thought that the color scheme or even if you thought, and here's where I'm deviating from my own point of view, because I do feel like there is a value in understanding personality and exploring it, which means, so what I'm seeing here is a very similar pattern to how Cocoon was sort of developed with the panels, et cetera, because those elements were available to us in Prime View. But what if we said, let's assume we're actually not using Prime View. Let's actually assume now we're coding these by hand.
Oh my god.
Let's assume that. I think it'll be interesting. Because then would you visualize it differently? Would you approach, would it look like this?
Maybe, maybe not. I did want to look at some inspiration. Just because I was thinking about it is different building a game versus a product.
Yeah. Because I especially bring that up because you said that when you kind of unveiled the logo, but then when I looked at the thing, I think we're back to fairly sassy.
Yeah. And I looked at I don't think I have a lot of good reference examples that I'm thinking about, in terms of games that have a good experience. I know there were a couple we looked at during, I think, Honeypot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we looked at Jackbox. We looked at like Scribbles. I want to say Scribble.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe I think there was another one that we looked at. I'm I don't know. I guess I'm open to either.
Yeah, I think it might be useful to, I mean, now that like, again, and this is all because, again, we've built this thing already before and we have a sense of what the game is.
But it feels like it would be so hard.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that.
you
Okay.
you are not. You are not.
Yeah.
I
But I
do
feel.
like.
Mhm.
I do love like some of Jackbox games like design. I like
Yeah, I was
how.
gonna suggest that, and then I think we played a game, the Holy Hands, getting to the end of the
Yes.
walk in the park game that I thought it was gonna be. I was just just a little, but I think there's. I mean, obviously these are very different things because this game needs data and needs to collect form. You're not like navigating something, and yet I'm approaching it more from a visual aesthetic perspective rather than, because ultimately, yeah, we need you to connect the people with the breakfasts and we need you to enter your name. And then the other aspect of it is we need you to manage the game, right? So there's a sort of the administrative tasks, and then there is the gameplay, and the play to me is connecting the dots, connecting the people, and then the revelation is sort of the enjoyment aspect of it. And all of these things, I think, can take their own shapes. So the admin tasks can be boring, be very straightforward and standard forms, buttons, clicks, whatever. The stage 2 is middle because it's still like form-ish connecting things. There's some playfulness that can be added there, and then at the end of it is all play, right? That's like, it's play. And what's really interesting to me is the aspect I think that emerged as we got into it, as we played it, is people love like the data aspect of it. Who said what?
Yeah.
Who got what? And like, it's not even, because it's so personal. So there's a revelation aspect and there's like an analysis aspect. Stage 3 is 2 layers.
We are really tempting the scope creep.
What I'm saying is, I think because we have the forms, because you've done this work, I think it's also worth letting the creative sort of essence emerge as well, which is, if you weren't limited to these panels, if you weren't limited to, what would it look like? I wonder. I just want to say, like, I feel like we should explore that, because then it gives it more of that game feel. We don't have to build it on the first run, but I think and you let me know, I think what it may help you towards is, one, building towards something, like knowing what you're intending to build here, again, which is much relevant than before because you know what the game is. And then B, trying to do some of those more challenging things as well. Once we've done an end-to-end, then we know exactly what we want to accomplish here. We're like, okay, well, this screen, let's get out the boring version. And then, the boring version is like, we have it functional. Okay, now can we get some of these elements in here? And it could come in close succession versus like this idea of, because like you can choose the pacing of how you want to approach this, is what I'm saying. And if you did want to go ham, or not, excuse the pun, but if you did want to go, partial some slices of ham um, in your breakfast sandwich, then I feel like, yeah, you should keep, add a bit more flavor. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that approach.
and honestly, I feel like AI is such a nice thing for that kind of thing too, because we got to really understand the game better, or like emerge. Like there were so many emergent properties of the game that would have taken forever to get to if we were to just build it from, like what I mean, like, um, but sorry, if you were to build it. So rude. But I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to make that joke.
No, you're absolutely right. And we will see how long it takes.
No, I think there'll be a mix and match. There'll be a mix and match. There'll be some moments where you're zooming. There'll be other moments there's a struggle, and there'll be a balance of that.
Cool. Okay, so maybe I will do some more visual exploration.
Yeah.
I wonder if, because I don't want to. This is not a this is not a complicated game, but even there, I'm like, I don't want to do all of them, so I want to maybe like pick a few like key ones, like definitely one from the results stage,
Mm-hmm.
just to like get like a feel for it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, exactly. Like I think because at the very least, you're limiting your scope of aesthetic things that you want to put in there, and then yeah, honestly, you only ever need one screen, and then that can inform how the rest of them behave. Because in my mind, I'm thinking like even the breakfast and custom options. When you're selecting options in a game, they don't look like that. That's an option when I'm like signing up for
Yeah.
like my health card. You know what I mean? It's not what it looks like when I'm selecting a character in a game. If that makes sense. But I'm not saying we should, like functionally they're the same. So, but when we build it, this one is fine. It's a great start. But what I would be disappointed with is if at the end of it you felt that you hadn't built the game. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Can you scroll down, please?
Yeah.
Let's just because I guess I didn't get a chance to. Okay, and um, okay, so you have the submission process, but you don't have the matching process just yet.
No.
Okay, cool. Okay.
I don't. Yeah. Yeah, I might do like. I think maybe what I will do next is like visual exploration of maybe I don't care about the host stuff because it's like, I don't know, boring.
Yeah.
So maybe just like one screen from each like playing stage. So
Yeah.
like what
Yeah.
it looks like to submit your breakfast and what it looks like to guess and reveal.
Yeah. Because in effect, that's what the game really is. It's the guessing.
Yeah.
But submitting is incidental as well. Admin stuff is incidental. But the guessing and then the revelation is everything.
Let me pulling some Inkspo. Because that's what designers say, right?
I don't know what designers say.
Like, I really like this. Oh, scope creep thought.
Mm-hmm.
I really like how Jackbox has like this TV like game shows experience where each person joining are doing it on their own device. Is that too much to try to
No, it's not necessarily too much. I feel like if you have been doing other parts of your homework, then that how that emerges should be more available to you. So you're familiar with the technology already. I would challenge you here where I don't know if it fits into this specific game because in the way that we've played it every time, it's not been
Live. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Only the revelation is live, but the gameplay actually is very disconnected. In fact, that's one of the downsides of this game, if I may. Because the thing that really holds it together is the results. Because
Hmm.
when I submit and then I have to go away.
Yeah.
And I have to come back and then I have to guess and I have
It's
to
a
go.
very like passive game.
Exactly. And then, which is why I think yes. And so that, yeah. So that's why I'm like, hey, my only pushback here is, um, I don't think that's what the game is.
True, true. Is is there anything we can do to change the game? Okay, out of scope. Out of scope. Out of scope.
That, yeah. Well, see, yeah, exactly. I feel like that then is like, then we have to rediscover what it is. And then I'll
Yeah.
be like, okay, well, then I have to be like, yes, we absolutely can. But then we have to do less of whatever that next thing is.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, maybe a better inspo is this.
Because when we have it all working, then to add those elements to like, oh, because when we have the end to end working, then we could be like, what does this game look like if it were played in a living room on your own devices? Which you're kind of already are on your devices, but if you were sharing the TV screen end to end, what would it look like? Which is a lot like what these Jackbox
Yeah.
games are, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like even let's assume even in some of those um analysis cases, this is what an analysis screen would look like, right? Like
Yeah.
welcome back, like whatever, it's someone who had toast and then who guessed this person had toast can have this kind of a personality versus it being more like a list, shall we say.
With tags.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
It could be more colorful. Like again, like there's a color element here. There's a like all those things can yeah, yeah. I would love for you to explore them. We may not build them on the first go, but then once we have the functional version, it becomes a lot more easier to reimagine how we adjust the HTML and the CSS to then now look like this. It's more of like a extra layer versus more like, you know.
Like reskinning.
Yeah, precisely. Would like you think of it as a reskinning exercise.
Okay. Okay. I guess we can do that in parallel.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. It's how much you want to take on your shoulders.
I think I will probably do at least some visual exploration on the results. I'm like, each time I say what I'm gonna do next, I'm like making it smaller.
this is
first I
that,
was like, I would do one screen for each stage, and now I'm like, I would do one screen.
that's music to my ears. I mean, you don't have to argue with me twice. But yeah, I mean, even with these screens that you have, were we to build them in this way, yeah, you'd have it. So it's available to you. I think that's like it's we know what we're building. I feel like largely, so
Okay.
it's all good.
Where would you start? Like, would it start here or or more? I guess it would have to be here, right?
Where would you start? Where do you want to start?
My uninformed instinct is to start at home.
I think we can start wherever. To be honest, like it is useful to kind of build it step by step, almost similar to how we had prompted it. You know what I mean? Like initially when we prompt, oh, I want a game that does this, it just builds something that's like way out of your flow, and then but instead you're like, hey, I just want to collect this information. Can I have a form that does this? So think of it as if now those prompts you're giving to yourself and then coding them. Really, that's what it is, isn't it? The key task is just the breakup. It's like, okay, can I break it up enough so that I have enough control, so I understand what when I look back at it, I know what it is.
Okay. I'm intimidated.
But whatever we have is fairly straightforward, so I'm not even worried about the custom thing. I'm not going to say too much because there's a bunch of decisions that you have to make, and I don't want to give you any hints.
Of course. Okay.
Cool. I have another request. Can we use this egg on the thumbnails?
Ooh, yeah. Good idea.
Because I think you have an emoji at present.
I added a bacon.
yeah. Let's replace it because bacon is haram. I don't know. Do you know what I did explain to you what that means?
Yes.
Yeah. So bacon is haram, and therefore, not therefore, but you know what I mean. Therefore, we're going to use the egg, which is halal. Which is halal. I don't know why I brought that here. I apologize, but I don't know. It was fun to say.
Cool. When do we start?
When do you want to start? So you've already stated certain things, which is that you want to. Well, no, because yeah, okay,
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Whenever. So because you already said that you want to do, like, you just want to work in the flow on off stream as it emerges again. So I think that should be up to you, really. So if you did want to start on this tonight off stream, that's up to you. If you want to start on this right now, that's up to you. On stream live at this moment, if you want to do this on the weekend, again, that's, whatever forever.
Okay. There's too many things in my control. I don't like it.
No, this is it. This is what it is.
I didn't sign up for this.
That's exactly what you signed up for. Actually, that's a lie. Just for the record, I just want to say that is exactly what this exercise is. What did you think you were going to say?
I thought, I don't know what I thought, but I did not think that we would be here. I guess.
This is exactly what the exercise was, by the way.
Wow.
This is exactly. If anything, I want less. No, yeah, we could start even a lot simpler and a lot like boring than even your visuals here, because we're gonna do this very raw. Like, I've decided we're not even gonna use Prime View.
You've decided?
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
It's an executive decision.
Yeah, you know why? It's because while it's super helpful, it sometimes informs the UI too much. And then B, I think there's learning for you, even if you were like, okay, I need to do this and I need these elements. How do I do them in like their, nearly raw HTML format and feel the pain of not using some elements off the shelf? And that's a trade-off, right? Like, we don't want to lean too into the Prime View component set. But because of its availability, we start thinking in Prime View, which is great for a SaaS app, which is great for work. Not so great when you're designing a game.
Yeah, I agree. Looking at this, I agree. Yeah,
absolutely. See, I'm not always anti. So,
but I feel like okay.
See, I'm not always anti-scope. Did I not just add scope here?
But now I feel like it's too open-ended. and and wow, that's it. That's like exciting, but also kind of like
Mhm.
unsettling.
But like you said, both things we can approach because we still have to build out um the back end, the interaction, some form elements, so that those things can be done designless. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I would almost recommend. So my suggestion here, and this is, like it's is it a pro tip? It could be, which is honestly when I right now I would be like, why even bother with the panel? I mean, and the design is fine because it helps you visualize and think about the layout.
Mhm.
But if you're coding this, I'd be like, why do we have a panel here? Why not just can you just throw out, just throw the radio buttons onto the page, throw a few text fields and text,
Like
and
just
just a
make the
submit
form.
button? Yeah, and that's it, right? Like, does it have to take the visual aesthetic of this? Maybe, maybe not. But I do think maybe at every layer, if we stuck to that, which is like, hey, let's throw things in there, let's get it functional, and then let's reskin. Throw, functional, reskin. Versus, because then you're trying to do too many things at the same time when you're like, let me get the perfect alignment of this. And now you spent X amount of time trying to Google the CSS to get this, whereas if that's the goal, that's fine. But then you feel like you haven't made progress, or worse, you think you've made progress, but in fact we've gone down a rabbit hole that we have to climb out of, which is worse because you feel like but you're actually
Okay.
further away.
No, I actually like that. Originally, I was like, "What? Not using like an existing like visual framework? What? No."
Yeah.
But that actually reminds me. This is a side tangent, but I have a friend who, like, got married this year, and
Hmm.
him and his wife now are like a programmer and a designer.
Oh, okay, cool.
And for their like wedding invite, they hand coded like a website, like a invite website with like delightful little like elements from their
Yeah.
life. And I thought that's so cool. Like, and like they did everything just like raw CSS.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I, yeah, I think like having a framework probably would have made it look like a corporate website. So
Yeah, exactly. Or you have to fight against it, like
yeah.
it's so easy to lean on, like, oh, the tool is there, it fits. But yeah, I mean, we are building a game, we're not building.
Yeah. And that's, yeah, I guess that's new to me.
Yeah.
Um so of
but
course it
it,
feels unsettling.
we'll get both parts, so I don't think you have to worry about anything here. We'll still throw on these like input elements, text areas, button tags, submit to a backend, save the data. We still have to do all that kind of grunt work. We have to shovel coal into the engine, so that we got to keep the train running.
Okay. So like
While
make
Yeah,
an ugly train and then make it pretty.
yeah, but you could design. We could still we could still visualize the prettiness if you wanted to exercise that design muscle to be like, hey, I want to take the inspo from these games, and here's how I would want to reveal. Here's how I would want to have the data analysis. Here's how I would imagine somebody selecting this and this, and then in your attempts to make it work, you may have to redesign it, right? That's part of the game, part of the
Yeah.
functional game, which is, oh, I want to do this, and then you're like, ah, yeah, that's a better. It's oh, I'm the one doing it. Let's reduce the scope. That
Okay.
also is going to be part of it, right?
Okay, cool. Okay, so I think I will do some visual things, and then I guess next time we meet we'll start coding.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Is there
You're also welcome to off screen, or off on, up to you, in between, whenever. I mean, you've worked on certain projects from scratch, um, which so you're familiar with the elements on how to get our next project set up, which I would recommend, of course. and then trying to build certain elements of it. You don't have to get into a database storage thing. You could still, another aspect of doing some things that you are familiar with and is you could build multiple pages in Nuxt, and each page can represent the elements that you want it to do, but there's no functional components to it. It's just simply like, oh, here's the here's the HTML elements that we need in order to collect this data. So again, if you ever like, you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, I can go back to sleep. Let me start a next project. I just want to make that available to you.
Okay.
Up to you. But yeah, otherwise, if that doesn't happen, we start coding next week, and we start making some decisions on what libraries we want to use. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Cool. I may or may not do that.
Okay.
And if you have inspiration.
No.
What?
I only offer feedback. Look, I saw this, and I said, hey, right? How about I add some scope here, or I suggest adding scope here? And it seems like you've agreed. I'm happy, but am I going to look at a game and be like, hey, Mary, unlikely. I just letting you know. I'm happy to offer in the moment. What is this? What just happened? I'm happy to offer feedback. Is this not the expectation you have of me here?
I don't know. Like is it that you don't have ideas, or is it that you don't want to share them?
I'm happy to have them come emergent.
Okay, so nothing comes to mind right now.
No, yeah.
I guess you mentioned that hand-holding game.
Yeah, exactly. But in the moment, very kind of like,
Yeah.
hey, what's the feeling you want, right? And definitely, if you have Jackbox TV as an element, there might be certain like transitional screens that are representative of something, or some animations or whatever. But all of that will come later. Honestly, it's like, oh, what if this happens? But once you have a broader game look and feel, then all of those things fit under that cycle, versus kind of do them like in separate chunks. So yeah.
Cool. All
right, folks, or folk, the one person who's watching, thank you for joining us on this new journey, this new path we've begun, where Mary will design and code from scratch a game she's already built, first by using AI. And the goal here is to, watch her struggle through the process, watch her figure things out, and then give me 42%. We renegotiated. I don't know if you saw midstream, there was a little, I feel like I got a nod, and give me 42% of that's my goal here, if anyone's wondering. But otherwise, we get to see Mary build this game from scratch. And we'll see you next Friday, barring any rescheduling elements as there have been in the past. Anything else you want to add here, Mary, as we sign off?
Again, I don't know how we got here, but
we know exactly. If you look at the previous streams, no one's going to do it. But if you AI the previous streams and look, we have discussed all of this, how we got here. We know exactly how we got here. This is what I had intended all along. In fact, I am the one who's really gone through this journey of building all these things just to get to this moment where May does end-to-end from scratch.
It took how many months? I don't know.
Many months. Yeah.
Well, congrats.
All right. No, thank you. And I'm looking forward to the journey. And we'll see you next Friday. All right. Let's